Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about the newly discovered virus called the MEV-1 virus. So what is MEV-1? MEV-1 is the newly discovered virus that has been found in the US, Mexico, Central, and South America. It has been said to be originated in China after there was a bat infestation that took place in many of the meat production factories. It is a contagious virus that spreads through physical touch of fomites, which means any physical object that has a likelihood of carrying a disease, such as clothing, utensils, and the infected individual themselves. Symptoms usually begin as cough, fever, headache, and it can even result in seizures, and if left untreated, death. Individuals have an incubation period of 3 weeks, but death can occur if left untreated, meaning not getting proper treatment or isolating. A group of epidemiologists and myself were able to perform a screening test, which we took a saliva sample from 10,000 individuals. Here is the table with the results. Now, to further analyze the results, to look at the people who have this disease and my screening test ability to find those people, we are going to take the sensitivity. So we do A divided by A plus C, which is the number of true positives divided by all the people who have the disease. So that's 1,274 divided by 1,400, which gives us 0.91. Now we want to report this in a percentile, so we multiply that by 100, so it gives us 91%. So this means that of all the people who actually have the disease, my screening test was able to find 91% of those. Now to look at the opposite, to look at all of those that my screening test is able to find that they don't have the disease, we take the specificity. So we do D divided by B plus D. So we get the total number of true negatives divided by all the people who don't have the disease. So that's 7,243 divided by 8,600. Which gives us 0.84, again multiplying that by 100, and that gives us 84%. So this means of all the people who don't have the disease, my screening test was able to find 84% of those. Now to look at more accuracy and go further into detail with our results, we are going to look at the positive predictive value. So this basically tells us how likely it is that the positive tests are actually positive. So for this, we are going to do A divided by A plus B, which in this case gives us 1,274 divided by 2,631. This gives us 0.48. Again, multiplying that by 100 gives us 48%. So this basically means that the likelihood of actually being positive is 48%. Which means 52% of those were actually negative. Again, we're going to look at the negative side. We're going to look at the negative predictive value. We're going to see how likely it is that the negative tests are actually negative. So now we're going to do D divided by C plus D, which is total number of true negatives divided by total number of negatives. And that is 7,243 divided by 7,369. Which just gives us 0.89, or 0.98, multiplying that by 100, 98%. So this means that the likelihood of actually being negative is 98%. So that's a very good thing. So how are we going to present these results? So for the individuals that tested positive, we can let them know that there is a likelihood of having a false positive. Taking a look at our positive predictive values, we saw that it was pretty low. So we can give them the option to do a rescreening or begin taking medication and isolate just to be cautious. And for those that tested negative, we can let them know that they're most likely negative because our negative predictive value was 98%. But they are free to get rescreened just as a precaution, and we want them to practice continuing good hygiene and distancing.